the former senior advisor with the Trump transition team, Trump 2024 campaign, Jason Miller. Jason, it's great to have you today.
It's great to be back.
All right, before we get into Rand Paul, let's first start with Elon. What do you think is going on with the back and forth and the harsh criticism here? Do you think it's somewhat about EV mandates? Speaker Johnson kind of alluded to that as well, but he says it's not personal. It feels kind of personal, though.
Well, here's an important point to keep in mind that everyone should be thinking about is this is still going through the Senate. There's still a lot of changes that are going to be made. If you have this juice, if you have this influence, then you should be taking that and trying to change the bill to make it however you best see fit. Now, when you leave the administration, you're going back to your business, then obviously you're speaking on behalf of your business. You're not speaking on behalf of the administration or necessarily the American people. But I think Elon is going about this a completely wrong way here, because the other thing, too, is it comes across as very personal. And look, this is a big, massive budget bill. It's the reconciliation bill. President Trump did not call it the big perfect bill. He called it the big beautiful bill. That's how it works. The Constitution says it goes through Congress. That's how it gets done. It's not as though the president and the rest vote get to go and write the entire budget and send it in. And so at a certain point here, either you're part of the solution or you're part of the problem.
Right, we don't want to see those big tax increases for Americans when the 2017 tax cuts expire. Do you think he wanted to stay on longer? Do you think that's also part of it? There were some reports that maybe he wanted to go past the 130 days because now, as you said, he's out. He's kind of speaking as a business person, not so much of, the head of Doge.
Well, of course, he could have stayed longer with the administration, but you have a certain time window as being a special government employee from which to do that. Now, if you were to go full time inside the administration, you obviously have to divest yourself of companies. And I tell you, Elon's very considerable wealth and holdings in various companies, it'd probably be a little bit tough to even do that. I don't think you can just go and sell all the shares of Tesla and SpaceX and everything that he has. But putting that aside for a moment, President Trump likes to take opinions and input from folks all the way across the spectrum. Maybe they're inside of government, maybe they're outside of government. There's always a seat at the table. But you can either go and try to craft it, though, but when you just go this strong against the president, I don't think that's particularly smart. And as you said, this actually goes and brings down the deficit, which is very critical, and it's all about growth. This is the thing that's getting caught up in. I think the Washington insiders are really missing this. The only way we're going to get ourselves out of the hole that Joe Biden dug for us is with growth. This bill does that. It makes sure that we keep taxes low, brings them down on no taxes on tips or Social Security or overtime pay. These are things that will actually boost the economy. The expensing going back to first of the year, R&D costs being able to retroactively expense those. This will make a massive positive impact, not even to mention it secures the border. So it's not a big perfect bill. Right. It's a big beautiful bill. Let's get behind it and support the president.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.